The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Now, back to your turn on 1330 WEBY, Northwest Florida's talk radio. The phone lines are open, so call in and join the conversation at 623-1330.
If Carl doesn't talk about it, it probably won't be talked about. Aren't you glad that he is on the air and back in the Oval Office of Gulf Coast Talk Radio? Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups, 1330 WEBY.
All right. Welcome back, Gulf Coast. Welcome back, America, from California to North Carolina and everybody in between. God bless you. I want to give a shout-out to a local business here that keeps us on the air, the local yokel, Claude and Melanie Duvall, right here at the corner of U.S. Highway 90 East. It cuts all across the Gulf Coast and comes right through Northwest Florida. Highway 90 East and Ward Basin Road. The local yokel is 4 businesses in one. It's a convenience store, a gas station, a deli, a car wash, and Claude and Melanie Duvall own it, and people around here just love them. At the gas station, you can get 100% ethanol-free gasoline, one of the few places in this whole region where you can do that. Also a deli, fresh fried and baked chicken and fresh vegetables, and you can eat in. Got a little restaurant area or you can take it out. A car wash, touchless, state-of-the-art car wash. Only place I get my cars touched when I'm in Northwest Florida, right here. A convenience store with some 5,000 individual items. That's the local yokel, Claude and Melanie Duvall. Tell them that you appreciate them supporting Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups. They're great, great people. Hey, Mike, thank you for hanging on. A couple of things. First of all, we've had several tweets come in, people wanting to know, aren't you afraid to discuss some of this evidence over the radio, knowing that Big Brother listens to us? I mean, we got proof of that with one of the Obots that listens from North Carolina.
You know, I'm really not, because it seems that the level of eavesdropping capability that Big Brother has, I don't think there's too much that they don't know.
Yeah, I know. They probably listen to every phone conversation you and I have as well.
Yeah, I think that's what they meant,
yeah,
was when you're discussing evidence and phone calls and stuff,
right.
I think that's what they meant. They specifically mentioned when you're discussing your evidence.
Yes.
Are you worried about people listening into that?
Yeah, that's a good question, Mike. How do you want to answer that?
Well, you know, I'm sure they're listening to it, but I can assure you I am giving you the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
I'm not foolish. I'm not going to come out here and give you the nuts and bolts of anything, not because I don't love you all. It's just because other people are listening.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. And I know you and I talk in code a lot, and we've been together in person, so we've got all that worked out, and we know what to do and what not to do. But thank you for those of you that have been tweeting us and been concerned about that. And Mike is a super, super smart cop, and I'm not that smart, but I used to be a cop, and I know how all that works, so thank you for that. Well, Mike, listen, let me just ask you, we've only got a few minutes, but this guy, RC, you mentioned him 3 or 4 times. He's one of the Obots as well. And apparently this dude, I mean, talking about having some problems, some emotional problems, in my opinion. But this dude has called the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office several times, apparently, speaking with different officers and even some supervisors about you and the investigation, and even asking about me. I understand. I mean, what's going on with all that? I mean, isn't this the same dude that I listened in on a phone conversation one time when he called you and went off on you?
Yeah, and this is the same guy that after that phone conversation that you listened to, which I really do believe was divine intervention, he tried to put in a false accusation against me that I had threatened him in that phone call, and I think the fact that you were on the phone thwarted that attempt.
Right. Yeah.
He is known to the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. You know, if he keeps calling up, I think he's on his 3rd supervisor now.
Right.
He's trying to get them to talk to him about this investigation. You know, knock yourself out, guys. If that's what you want to do, keep going at it, because it's not going to do anything. He's hell-bent on trying to, again, stuff this Xerox thing down our throat. He thinks by calling and telling the administration there that we should shut this down. Right. You know, things of that nature. You know, do what you got to do. I really personally don't care. I can tell you this. Sheriff Arpaio is as engaged as ever. As a matter of fact, I spoke to him now 30, 40, 55 minutes ago. This is not going to stop. Right. So you can do what you want to do. If you have this information, I just told you earlier how to do it. I know all these guys listen to you, Carl. So they know the procedure. They know what they're going to have to do.
Right. Right. And the thing is, you are the lead investigator in this case, assigned by Sheriff Arpaio. You represent him around the nation. Actually, you represent him around the world. He is still engaged. You speak with him all the time. You just spoke with him less than an hour ago. This is not going away. You are reporting directly to him. Sheriff Arpaio knows what's going on with this investigation. And so they can call. The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office is huge. And I know I used to work for a large sheriff's office, and I know when I was involved in an investigation, not everybody, not even a lot of the supervisors knew the details of those investigations. So, like you said, I guess they just keep knocking themselves out and live in their own little beautiful mind, thinking that they're making some inroads. But I guess they're kind of being laughed at by the guys up in the sheriff's office when it's all said and done.
Well, in part of the conversation that I understand, he is complaining that I am pulling in innocent people into this, and I am saying now that they're all persons of interest.
Yeah.
That thinking it's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
This guy has pursued me for 2.5 years. I don't interact with him. I've got email chains from this guy taunting me.
Right.
He interjects himself into this, and then he wants to cry.
Yeah. He interjects himself into your life for 2.5 years, or 2 years, and then when you do engage him just a little bit, he calls the sheriff's office and cries and says, Mike won't leave me alone.
Cry all you want. Record any conversation you want. I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be known,
right,
hang up the phone, brother.
Well, here is a perfect example. I mean, Foggy just couldn't have given us a better gift. I mean, here's a perfect example. He gets in, he gets through the screeners, he's on the air. I'm courteous to him. I say, hey, ask your question, fire away. He doesn't have a question. He doesn't have any facts. All he wants to do is just cry.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what, Carl? I think at this point...
Got 15 seconds.
For the sake of your listeners, I think I'm going to turn off the switch on this group of guys. There's 5 or 6
I
of them.
agree.
They have their own little talk line.
I agree. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your time. Mike,
It is a waste. Now, if they come through with an affidavit, and not an affidavit signed by Dr. Conspiracy, because quite frankly, RC is the one that's out there saying he's doing all this work.
Right. Mike, I had to cut you off because we're out of time. We're going to have you back on very soon, Mike. Folks, you've been listening to Freedom Friday. Carl Gallup.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.